Well, good morning. I'd like to welcome everyone today. We want to begin today with Doug Durliat from Rhodes State College. There's information about opportunity for their industrial maintenance certificate. Doug?
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everybody. We have an arrangement with Northwest State Community College and the WSOS Community Action Commission. That's a four-county cluster: Wood, Seneca, Ottawa, and Sandusky counties. And we're offering the I-STAR program for training for qualified persons in industrial maintenance. We've had a similar arrangement with Northwest State and WSOS in IT departments. And the way that works is you go through some screening, some testing, and if you qualify, you can receive paid training in a high-demand area. We've had some success in the IT area. Industrial maintenance, to say that's in demand is an understatement. I send out news releases, information on job openings to intermediate and advanced pathway students every week, and there's always a big percentage of them in the industrial maintenance area. This would be a one-year certificate. It would involve some work-based learning at the end of the process, so you're actually getting paid at the end of the experience. And the whole idea is to make kind of a transition. You work, if it works out for you, the student, and the employer, then you could very well have a job offered at the end of the whole thing. And again, if you qualify for this thing, the tuition costs would be paid for under an I-STAR grant. The classes would be held at Rhodes State College, even though this is more of a Northwest State Community College program. But we've had a number of other arrangements with the college up there, and we're bringing this service down here. And we think if people are interested in pursuing this career, great opportunity, very affordable, obviously, if you do qualify for the program. And as one person was saying at one of the meetings I was at last week, if you have skills in industrial maintenance, you can just about pick where you want to work right now. So I'll have more information on this. There will be a news release from the college that comes out later, but what we want to do is let people know what's out there. You can begin the process of contacting Rhodes State to get on the roster for the scheduled screening and assessments. So you can contact Tracy Cox, and her number is 419-995-8040, or you can go online, and I've got the web address here in front of me.
Can you kind of illustrate the typical kinds of tasks that a person doing industrial maintenance might be?
You have to be very versatile. You would have to understand electrical, pneumatics, mechanical skills. A lot of places you'd have to understand welding and fabrication, and we have these components in this certificate right here, so you would get some hands-on training on that in addition to the work-based learning experience at the end of the program.
And the range of annual salary that someone might expect?
Depending if you're an actual maintenance trainee or if you're working under a maintenance director, you could start in the high teens, low 20s, but then as you get more experience, or if you are exceptionally skilled, you can get in well into the 20s and up, even in the 30s, depending on the company. But everybody, all the manufacturers are really crying that we are in need of maintenance people. They've tended to be the high seniority people, and this is what you've been hearing all the time. The baby boomers are retiring, and it's time to find somebody to take their place. And that's a part of it.
Terrific.
Okay.
Thank you, Doug. And Teri Averisch is here from the YMCA with a set of announcements about their programming.
Thank you, Mayor.
Good morning.
Good morning. We have several programs coming up. Katie Mefford is our Youth and Teen Leadership Development Director, and she wanted to make sure that I did remind everybody that tonight from 5:30 to 7 is our robotics showcase, and this is our elementary and middle school robotics program. They have four elementary and 2 middle school teams that have put together these projects incorporating science and technology. They've gotten donations from Husky, American Trim, and P&G Fund, and they've really put together some great projects. And this is kind of preempting our high school robotics program, where they actually put together something using metals and different things, and having engineers help them. But it's a great showcase this evening from 5:30 to 7, and the public's invited to do that. We also have our basketball program starting. We have first and second and third and fourth grade girls and boys leagues that we're taking registration for until November 29th. And then practice starts in December, and the games run from January and February on Saturdays. It's $25 for members and $50 for non-members, and includes a T-shirt and medals and great activity for the kids to be involved in through the winter. And with the holidays coming, we have Thanksgiving no school days on Wednesday and Friday of next week. The Y is open throughout the day, and the kids can come and swim and do gym and craft activities. So it's something fun for the kids to do through the holidays too, especially if the families are shopping maybe a little bit too. So, no, we have members and non-members, and we ask that they bring a packed lunch, and it's $15 for members or $20 for non-members for a day, or $26 for members and $35 for both days if they want to come both days. And then we do have a travel and adventure series that used to be offered at Apollo, but we are, because of the construction at Apollo, we're now at Southside Christian Church, and that is going to be on December 3rd. There's a program at 7 p.m. Called the Pacific Coast, Top to Bottom, and it's a nice program. It lasts about an hour, hour and a half, and they talk a lot about everything that you would see if you were traveling there, and they have a film on that as well. And then we have a Parents' Night Out Youth Christmas Party on December 12th, and that's from 5 o'clock to 8:30 if the parents want to go out and shop or just get away. Members, it's $5. Non-members, it's $10, and the kids can come to the Y, ages 6 to 12, and again, enjoy swimming and gym time and just a nice, fun evening while the parents are busy shopping. And that, again, is December 12th, and we'd like them to register by December 11th. And one more event we have is a Breakfast with Santa on Saturday, December 6th, from 8:30 a.m. until 10:30. We'll have sausage and pancakes and orange juice, and Santa will be there the whole time. It's kind of a relaxing breakfast. Sometimes you go to these and they're very, very loud and kids are crying, and this is kind of, the parents are in and out, and there's some games and coloring pages for the kids, and Santa is there for the kids to visit with and also walks around to the tables. So it's a really nice morning, and that's $2 for members and $4 per person, and that, of course, includes their breakfast. So that's what we have going on.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
Thank you. And representing Open Gate and the Civic Center and Rhodes, ladies, why don't you come up? Sandy Monfort, Cindy Wood, and Tish Hatfield. So please.
Thank you, Mayor. And first of all, I really do want to thank you for the opportunity to be able to come and talk about Open Gate here the last 3 months, where we've had great collaborations that are happening. And also have to thank the Mental Health Recovery Services Board for believing in Open Gate and having the wisdom to move us to the Civic Center on the north end, because that's allowed us to continue to building the collaborations that we've had. The most recent being the one that's going to be this Tuesday, November 25th, and it's a full collaboration with Rhodes State College and a health fair effort. And I'm certainly going to let them talk about that. I have to say that as the Mental Health Recovery Services Board has rented space for us to be able to have Open Gate, an opportunity for multiple individuals to come and take those first steps in a variety of services in one location. It's also allowed us tremendous collaboration, and the Civic Center has been willing to expand this month to allow space available for veterans, for anyone that wants to access full health care services in those first steps from Rhodes. And so this month, before the holidays, we have such a great collaboration, not only with Rhodes, but again, a continued working relationship with the Veterans Memorial Civic Center, which has allowed us to do so much more already with Open Gate.
Well, thank you, Sandy. We are indeed very excited to be partnering with Open Gate and the Civic Center and providing these services through the Division of Allied Health at Rhodes State College. We have 7 educational programs that will be participating in this event by offering a variety of screenings at no cost to the participants. And again, we're hoping that a lot of veterans will be able to attend this event at this time. This is really a great way for our students to gain hands-on experience away from the classroom, out of the laboratory setting with real life patients and clients. And it also helps us to fulfill our mission to provide community outreach, which is very important, we think, to model for our students and for them to learn so that when they leave our educational setting, they'll be able to continue that in a lifelong endeavor. Some of the services that will be provided will be our respiratory care students will be providing pulmonary function or breathing test screenings. Our medical assistance students will be doing vision and glucose and cholesterol screenings. Our EMS students will be doing blood pressure screenings. Occupational therapy assistant students will be doing upper extremity strength assessments. Physical therapist assistant students will be doing balance and coordination screenings, and exercise science students will be doing BMI and body fat analysis screenings, and also our dental hygiene students will be doing education on dental health. So you can see it's a very comprehensive set of health career services that will be provided for participants. And we want to again thank you for providing the space and the opportunity to be able to do this here. Thank you.
I'm just personally glad that BMI checks are done before Thanksgiving, not after. 2 points here. Number one, the Civic Center. As an advocate for veterans in the community, and we've talked a lot about these issues, I think, in various events that you and I have both been at, that Lima and Allen County is a bedroom community for veterans, meaning that they go elsewhere to participate in their armed forces commitment, or 2, as veterans, they are going to get services in Dayton, Toledo, Columbus, or Cleveland. And then there is a number of services here available locally, maybe in a smaller form or embedded into other agencies, such as through the Board of Mental Health, Rhodes State, and many of the agencies participating in Open Gate. So it is open to the community, but also open to veterans is important. Secondly, the board does receive a lot of charitable use requests, meaning can we come in and use the space for free? So 4 years ago, when the board revisited the policy, the focus has been on providing support for those events, honing in the support veterans specifically for agencies that have budgets of $150,000 or lower, and that reach out and serve the community as a whole. So we're very happy that this meets all of those criteria in one setting. So thank you very much.
Great. Sandy, could you again explain Open Gate in terms of its purpose and intention?
Certainly. The Mental Health Recovery Services Board was willing to take a risk in June of 2012 to allow an opportunity for agencies to come to one setting for a 2-hour time frame from 1 to 3 p.m. and to allow any and everyone in the community to be able to access services and to take that first step, whether it is to find out if they're eligible, whether it's to apply for employment opportunities, whether it's to look for housing, whether it's to become involved in education, employment, social services, etc. It's so expensive, and now it's so cold when you need to go around and get appointments and find out if you're eligible, if you qualify, if this meets your needs. If you come to Open Gate, there will be between 25 to 35 agencies in one location. You can gather so much information that you need and know where you're going for that next step, because the first step will be done. You will have saved time, gas, energy, and you will have already established a connection with an organization or a person to be able to take that next step to better your life, your family, and yourself.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
2 items that I have to share. One is that city staff and I will be holding one of our quarterly city focus meetings out at Health Partners on 8th Street in conjunction with the Martin Luther King Neighborhood Association tomorrow at 4:45 p.m. And this is an occasion where anyone from the community is able to attend, and basically we will be sharing updates on current activities in the community. So we look forward to doing that. Also, today I am releasing information on the settlement with Ohio EPA and US EPA. We now have, City Council about a month ago authorized me to enter into a consent decree with the state and federal governments concerning our combined sewer and sanitary sewer systems. I signed the consent decree on the city's behalf a couple of weeks ago, and now both the federal and state governments have also signed it, and today the now complete document has been filed in the Federal District Court in Northwest Ohio, which is in Toledo. This starts a 30-day comment period when it's available to be reviewed publicly, and comments can be filed with the court. Should no comments be received that object in serious ways to the agreement, then the Department of Justice will, after the 30-day period, be filing a motion to ask the court to make the agreement final and effective. I've listed in the release a number of technical points about the agreement, and just want to highlight a couple things. First of all, this took us over 10 years to negotiate. It was a long, grueling, and expensive process for us. As a result of the work that we've done with the Conference of Mayors around what's called the integrated planning process, we were able over the last several years to actually not only affect this outcome, but also the outcome for a number of communities around the country. And what we now have is an integrated plan that brings all of the regulations together as it pertains to our various components of the sewer and stormwater systems. And it allows us to prioritize those. So I'll give you an example. The Clean Water Act says that sanitary sewer overflows are to be eliminated. And that, in the language of the Act, gives no apparent relief from that expectation, even where there is no impact on human health or the environment. So we have a number of sanitary sewer overflows where that have no impact. We've been able to demonstrate that. As a result, as a result of the integrated plan, however, we've been able to defer those costs till some future time, where at the same time we've been able to move ahead on those items that do have impacts either on human health or the environment. That kind of prioritization was not possible previously, and it is now possible, and we took full advantage of it in negotiating the agreement. The total plan, if it is implemented as it's outlined, will cost in excess of $150 million. We're right now in the early action stages, and we have projects underway involving expansions at the wastewater treatment plant, and next year we will actually be doing a separation of the combined sewer in the north end. So those projects we will be carrying out over the next several years, and they involve costs in excess of $30 million. At the same time, we will also continue to work on trying to identify alternatives to what is already in the plan, And the consent decree gives us that flexibility. At any point that we can identify new technologies or new approaches that are either more cost-effective or have greater benefit for either the environment or human health, we will be able to amend the consent decree and move in those directions. We will also be able to amend based upon any economic changes that happen for our community. So if in fact the community continues to shrink in population or continues to experience higher levels of poverty, over time we will change the consent decree again to basically live within our means. So this is an important step. It's now a public document. It is available for not only community members to access through the district court, but also others like national environmental organizations to access and review, and we'll see what happens after the end of the 30 days. So with that, I believe that's all that we have for this morning, and we can break down for interviews.